talking about? Like, I have mostly all guy followers on my Instagram.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You follow all the girls.
No.
You didn't even. He didn't even follow me on Instagram when I first started at the gym. To be honest, like I didn't follow him on purpose. I waited for him to follow me, and then months went in, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna hit follow, like whatever. So I started following him, and I don't know why I didn't think the whole time that he wasn't following me. But out of nowhere, one day I was like, let me check my, because my list is so big. I'm checking through. Because he always so I'm checking through and I noticed he wasn't even following me. So I went up to him and I'm like, you're not following me on Instagram? And he's like, I don't follow anybody unless they have 4,000 followers or more. And I'm like, 4,000 followers? So he's like, yeah. So I go on his thing and I was like, you're following girls that have 50. Like...
That's the times where I wanted to make you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, because he wanted to make it seem like he didn't like me. Mm-hmm. And so the best way to do that was to act like, I'm not following you. Yeah. Who cares? Yeah, why?
Because I like you.
I followed you. And I don't follow anybody.
I don't follow nobody either.
Yeah, you do. That's all you do. It's the stupidest thing in the world.
Yeah.
He's such a...
People follow me.
Yeah. Make sure you check his follow, who he follows, right? See who he's following.
Guys, keep it savage. So, we want to talk about a couple of things, pretty much relationship stuff. We've gotten, and I want to say thank you to all our supporters, everybody watching our videos and everything. And we love the comments. Everybody's been telling us how good our chemistry's together, how well we do, and we put in a lot of work into our relationship.
Yes. A
lot.
Mm-hmm. More than you think.
and this is why it was so important for us to actually start this channel, because we want to help other couples like us. Mm-hmm. Because the honeymoon stage is all fine and dandy, but once that wears out, and it shouldn't wear out. No, that's how we look at it. Yeah. It shouldn't. It should stay like that all the time. And we were talking about it today because today technically is our cheat date. We eat a burger and we have our date night where we do something together, whether that's Netflix or going out. But we were talking about how much we've come along since we met. And, it's taken a lot of work for us. At the beginning, we fought a lot. There was a lot of distrust on my end. I just didn't know how to deal with her kindness because sometimes she was too nice.
And that was a bad thing.
So,
Okay, so the 5 points of a healthy relationship and our relationship is intimacy, security, good communication, respect, and value.
And this, we were just talking about it earlier. This is coming from a person, I cheated my whole life. That's how I got ahead in life, me being selfish and only caring about my feelings and nobody else's. And I actually had to learn all this because at the beginning of our relationship, all we had was intimacy. That's all we had. We would train at the gym, come home, have sex.
Clients, leave the gym, go back to the gym. That's all we did.
That's all we did was have intimacy, but we didn't have no communication.
We thought we had communication.
We thought, but I
think everybody thinks.
Yeah.
But then there's things that you're not communicating about because I guess you're holding back. So you're not, like for me, I shut down.
Yeah.
And that's something that he has gotten me to not do anymore, which I'm glad, because before I would shut down and everything would be going on in my head and I would be thinking all these things and I would just keep them to myself. But then next thing you know, I'm taking it out on him or somebody else, whether it's a week or a day, a day later or whatever, not even knowing why I'm doing it,
So, I've learned to pretty much, I mean, I know how to read her right away. So this morning, I knew something was wrong, and I asked her. I was like, "What's bothering you, or what?" Because I noticed how quiet she was, and usually we have the most amazing relationship that it's crazy because. When we used to fight, she used to tell me all the time, I don't even know why we're fighting because we get along so good. So, and it was my traumas, my insecurities, my stuff. And I had to really sit down and be like, okay, like if I don't change these things, it's going to be like all my past relationships where I'm just going to put the blame on her and I'm just going to move on to the next one. And is she really worth it? And I had to really sit down and actually have a long talk with myself. And, I love her. So I came to the conclusion, you know what? I'm not going to make the same mistakes that I've made for 40 plus years. So I had to actually sit down and tell myself, okay, I need to trust her. If she's not done nothing to me, why am I distrusting her? So I need to trust her. I need to, let things go the way they're supposed to. If she respects me and values me, then she's not going to do nothing to me. And, our relationship took a big change once those steps were taken on my part. Her part of shutting down has been more me controlling my anger when she shuts down, because now I have to almost talk her through the whole situation. And but that's the thing, guys, is that if you're a team, you're a team. Unhealthy relationships are gonna fight. There's gonna be hostility. There's gonna be violence. There's gonna be no support. There's gonna be criticism. There's gonna be all these bad things. And that's the thing, is that you're a team. There shouldn't be none of that. And we had a little incident earlier where I was like, hey, I'm gonna go upstairs. And she's like, yeah, you're just gonna go upstairs and grab your phone to check it. Because when we're spending time together, we actually have to leave our phones down and not touch them, and that's a rule we've came up with. Mm-hmm. So we're not letting that social media, all that bullshit, interrupt our relationship. And I turned around and I could see that it bothered her because I was gonna go upstairs. So I had to actually control myself of not getting mad and understanding why she's feeling like that. What are the things, because if you guys have watched the videos, I had a really fucked up past, so it's coming out. I didn't do nothing when I've been with her, but I did it in the past. And it's resurfacing, the girls trying to flirt with me when we're at certain places, or girls texting me and stuff like that. So we've had to learn to adapt to all the stuff that's coming up.
Yeah.
But when she shuts down, she shuts down. And you have to understand your partner. You have to really, really understand more than anything their trauma, because obviously Bethany's been through some shit too. She's been hurt. She's been cheated on. She's been through the ringer too. And sometimes as humans we're very, very selfish and we only think about ourselves. And that's the thing, is that if you want something to last, you have to put in the work.
Yeah, so on social media, it's, especially Instagram, it's hard for me only because of the amount of followers that he has. That's something that I've been working on and having to trust him with, only because, he gets random messages here and there, and so I have to believe and trust him that he's going to do the right thing when he gets those messages. Right?
Yeah. I've had a couple of hiccups.
Yeah.
I can't lie.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been hard to actually. I pretty much took what I learned in 30-something years and try to change it in a matter of months.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say that is that like my whole life I've been. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. My whole life I've been a cheater, a liar. I sold drugs. I was a criminal, and the way that criminals operate is through taking advantage of other people, and that's the only way of life that I knew. So me changing my life has taken steps, even from the first time I got out in 2013. Like I still ended up going back to prison because I still thought I was smarter than my PO, but it's been a process for me to change. But I mean, she's seen. I've made some really big changes in myself because
the trust, you definitely now trust me. To me, I feel like you trust me now.
Yeah.
You don't question me about my phone. You're not constantly feeling insecure, feeling a certain way even when we're out too. I mean, especially at the gym. I think that has helped a lot with your.
Well, what the thing was, guys, and I'm gonna be straight honest. People with a lot of trauma and a lot of stuff that they've been done to them, hurt, cheated, all those things. We tend to like to date safe. So we'll date somebody that's as messed up as us, or even worse, so we could take advantage of them, or we're just both screwed up. And for me to be with her, when we're out, I mean, guys are staring at her left and right. My first reaction is to want to beat up everybody, and I mean, what my friend told me the other day? You guys are both really good looking. People are gonna stare at you guys. The girls are gonna stare at you, even the guys too. The guys are gonna stare at her, even the girls are gonna stare at her too. And that's what it is, and that's what happens when two people get together that they're really good looking, and it is what it is, and you're gonna have to deal with it. If not, go date somebody that people are not gonna stare at. And he's right, and that's the thing, is that now in my head, when I see a guy stare, unless they're being really disrespectful, then I'll say something, like the guy at the store. Then I'll say something. Yeah. But other than that, when they stare at her now, I take it as a compliment because she's with me. She's my wife. She goes to bed with me. She sucks my cock. So yeah, she's mine.
Well, before you used to get mad and almost take it out on me.
Yeah. When
they would look at me, because he would say, "Well, look how you're dressed," or "Look how you're walking," and I used to be like, "What do you mean? Mm-hmm. How am I walking, or how am I dressed? I don't understand. I'm dressed normal." I understand in the gym, I tend to, I'll wear a sports bra and shorts or leggings, but I'm in a gym. I'm a trainer. I'm working out, and so for me, it's just, I used to feel a certain way because I used to be like, if we go somewhere and someone looks, or whatever it is, it's almost like, why is it always my fault? Somebody is being a certain way, because it's not me.
No, and it was my insecurities, my hostility, and like I said in all my other videos, I welcome, fights. I welcome drama. I welcome it, and I've had to tone it down and actually, be a little bit more passive and just admire that I have a great wife, that I have a good looking woman, and that's it, pretty much, point blank. I was selfish in thinking that she didn't feel the same way, but that's where the communication comes in. Intimacy, we have no problem in that area.
That's the one thing I can say has been the best. We've never had an issue. There's never been a complaint. It's always more than...
You gotta respect your women. You have to, guys. And it's the number one thing that I'm gonna preach now that I've changed.
You know what I think it is? I mean, it's more like I said to you when we first started dating. we all tend to bring from our old relationships or whatever we've been through into the new one, you know? So for you, like when you didn't trust me or you were constantly thinking stuff, and I would say, I know, but have I ever done anything to make you feel that way? Have I ever lied to you? Have I ever hid anything from you? Am I doing anything that's making you feel that way? Or is this just something that you're used to? And then you would sit back and not, you know, I think you would think about it and not really know what to say.
Well, I don't know what to say because you don't like to be called out when the truth is called out. And I think that's like, you know, 9 out of 10 humans is like when you tell them the truth, they really don't like to hear it.
No.
And it would hit me hard. But I think that's one of the biggest things that's actually made me want to change is you calling me out on my shit, because not too many people do, you know. And
well, it's more like understanding the person. I would try and understand you, and I would say, okay, so what? I don't understand the problem. What is the issue? We get along so well. We're always laughing. Like, we have a really good time together. We're best friends, and so we tell each other everything. We're around each other all the time. And I would say, so when you're getting like this, what is causing this to happen? Because I'm not even doing anything, you know, at the moment I'm not. And it's almost like, you know, these things are going in your head because of the past. And so you're reacting.
No, and you know what? I want to tell like all the ladies out there that are like their husbands or boyfriends or whoever they're dating, if they are dating somebody that grew up on the streets, that's been to prison, or just had a rough life, it's going to take some time for you to be able to understand really like what kind of trauma that person has or what they've been through. I mean, today when we went to the doctor, she seen me for a couple of seconds and then she told my wife, it seems like your husband must have had like a rough life. So, you know, don't be too quick to judge that person. You know, a little bit about me. My whole life was violence, hostility. It was just fighting because of the prison system. And it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. Like, you should be able to want to change those things to get better. Because if you stay the same, then if you're still doing the same thing, you're going to remain the same regardless. But you have to want to change. But don't be too quick to judge that person and be like, oh, you know, well, he's broken. Or because that's how I felt my whole fucking life. I felt broken. I felt so broken until I met her, and she actually took the time to actually get to know me, love me, and almost like nurture me like a mother. Like she has given me love to the point where it made me want to be a better man for me, you know? And that's what creates the change, because we've learned to actually communicate with each other and, you know, talk the talk, walk the walk.
Yeah.
And you know, this is why I said that we're going to be raw, we're going to show everything, we're not going to sugarcoat shit. We're not gonna pretend like we're this perfect couple on social media. No, we're gonna give it to you raw.
I mean, we go from 0 to 100 really quick.
Yep.
We could be laughing, joking, having a good time. Next thing you know, I'm going up the stairs and I'm like, goodbye, like not talking right now. You know, it's very quick to happen, but you have to know how to handle it. He's very good at handling it. I'm not. I'm more, I shut down, you know, so it takes me a while, but he actually now will come after me and make me talk about it and communicate to where then the fight is over so quick. Otherwise, before it would drag out, there'd be times that I'd be like, okay, let's just go to bed. I don't want to talk about anything. I just want to go to bed. You know, that's the worst thing to do, is to go to bed like that.
Yeah, when you're brushing the things under the carpet, they're still there. They're still there, and it's only a matter of time for them to resurface again. So, like, just nip it in the butt right away. Yeah, some people need to cool down sometimes and then come back, but try to address it right away. Don't let it dwell on and stuff like that, because, come on, guys, everything's like the gym. You have to put in the work in order to get better, stronger. It's like they say, like you go to the gym to eventually get stronger and bigger, and that's the whole thing with everything in life. The way we look at it is that practice, you know, practice, and most than anything, practice what you preach. You know what I mean? we're not perfect. We have our fights, but we're getting better at fixing them right away instead of like before we would stay mad for a day and we wouldn't talk, blah blah. We would have sex, but we wouldn't talk.
It's so funny. We would have sex and have nothing to do with each other after.
But you know, that's the thing, guys. And like I said, we're gonna keep it raw. We're gonna share our experiences with you guys. We're gonna be an open book because at the end of the day, we hope that somebody sees this and we're able to help them and save their relationship. Because at the end of the day, what's the best thing than being in love, man, and having your partner, your best friend, your ride or die, your everything. My name's JC.
And I'm Bethany.
We are the Savages.